Well, there have been plenty of conspiracy theories following President John F. Kennedy's assassination, but by far the most absurd is Donald Trump and the National Enquirer somehow suggesting that Senator Ted Cruz's father, Rafael Cruz, was behind the most controversial case in modern American history. No. Donald Trump and Ted Cruz locked in an epic battle, and that's going to play out in the Indiana primary. It's this particular primary that Indiana is so important, because if Ted Cruz does not walk away a definitive winner out of this primary, well, that could derail the campaign. One of the things that the Republican Party has sucked out loud at is showing how liberty can sell.
Donald Trump puts me to shame. He's a great salesman, a great entertainer, a great brander, and he makes politics fun. You might think he's offensive, but that offensiveness is what makes it interesting to tune in and watch. And I think in the end, it's what puts him on the radar, what's going to make him the nominee, and what's going to make him the winner.
One thing is absolutely clear, is that no candidate can get to 1237 under any scenario without California.
A former CNN anchor is making the case that cable news should be blamed for the rise of Trump.
I think the media has a duty to be objective, inform the public. I understand that all media is biased, but cover everything.
You know what angers me is we've heard more about, just as you said, that JFK comment that was made this morning by Trump. We've heard more about that from media than we heard about the Navy SEAL who was shot by ISIS in Iraq, where we're not supposed to have boots on the ground. The White House spokesperson Josh Earnest said Tuesday the U.S. Navy SEAL who was killed earlier in northern Iraq died in combat but was not on a combat mission.
What they said is a bold-faced lie. They showed up and defended that city and then retook it back from ISIS. So the headline should say, Navy SEAL dies bravely defending Christians in Iraq. That's what it should say. And I am livid, I am so pissed off that they're lying about this.
As we look at our leaders today, do we see anyone who is endlessly self-promoting? Do we see any people who regard nothing as sacred? And I guess I can let the listeners fill in the blanks. But I think the book of Daniel is written to show us how to respond when you have these kind of leaders in a nation.
Elections shouldn't be just about choosing the lesser of two evils, because you have the lesser of two evils. One is technically still evil, right? But apparently that's what a lot of people think that we have with this particular situation going into the general election.
Choosing between the two, it's like choosing between, jumping off a 300-foot bridge or a 400-foot bridge. And the Trump people are saying, well, jump off the 400-foot bridge because at least you'll have a few more seconds before you splatter on the pavement.
I never signed a Never Trump pledge, but I'm actually very close to it.
I get these people calling me all the time saying, I am a principled conservative. I will never vote for Trump. Yeah, but are you telling me that you're going to be better off with Hillary?
As far as whether or not there can be party unity, I guess it depends on whether or not the Trump campaign treats conservatives fairly. We'll have to wait and see. And that's how it's done.